we'd like to give you a preview of something that's happening in the middle of March. And who better to share that information with us than Lorraine Hartin-Gelardi, who was a member of the committee for this year's Sharing the Fire, which is the 31st Northeast Storytelling Conference, put on by, this is a long sentence, have you noticed?
Oh, merciful.
Put on by League for the Advancement of New England and Greater New England Storytelling.
Yes, indeed.
And Lorraine, you are the co-chair of this program, right?
The steering committee, yes, I am.
Right. That's quite an honor and quite a
It's
quite a headache. I mean,
it keeps me busy, let's put it that way.
it does. Now, what are the dates of this conference?
It opens on Friday with a pre-conference. We have 4 absolutely marvelous pre-conference seminars.
And this is March 16th, Friday, March 16th.
Yes, I was going to get to that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry, no. So it opens on Friday, March 16th at 1 o'clock with the 4 seminars. On Friday night, there is an absolutely marvelous storytelling concert called Vagabond Shoes, Stories from New York. And you
Those vagabond shoes are letting me stray.
You know,
Who came up with that title? You and I came up with that title.
I don't know who did that. But it's wonderful because it's stories from tellers that have come from very different regions of New York State, and it's a wonderful lineup.
Buffalo and New York City.
Buffalo, New York City, upstate New York, right near the Canadian border where I grew up. I mean, we have them all over. It's just marvelous.
And some very good ones from the local area, too.
Yes, and we have some talented tellers. So it's going to be at Page Hall.
Page Hall on the SUNY at Albany downtown campus.
Starts at 7 o'clock.
Starts at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available at the Lanes, LANES.org website.
Exactly.
They're modest. There are group tickets available if you wanted to bring a group. We think it's going to be one of the best storytelling concerts in the area since Telebration was in Schenectady in November.
No, it really is. I mean, the lineup is wonderful, and we have Jonathan Crook, we have Reggie Carpenter, we have Lorna McDonald-Zarnota, we have Ken Bushman from right here, we have Robin Beatty and Regina Rest, Regina Rest from New York City. And I'm going to MC, and I think it's just going to be more fun than a barrel of monkeys.
More fun. And the conference itself is open for registration for members of Lanes, but also for the general public.
Non-members, absolutely.
And the conference are certainly open to folks from the community.
Yes, it's wonderful to have people from the community.
And this is just going to be a great show. And now, Sharing the Fire has never been in New York before, right?
No, this is its first time out of the New England region. Ooh. So this is an entrance into new territory. And of course, we want everybody to come.
And by everybody, you mean not just people who define themselves right now as storytellers.
No, that's the beauty of this conference. I mean, we start off the morning on Saturday with a keynote by a storyteller educator, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Kevin Cordy, who's going to unlock the puzzle of education using story. But we have 38 workshops afterwards, and those workshops hit every single way you can use story. They are for people who are librarians, who might use story in preschool areas, who might use story to teach anything at any level. They're for clergymen. They're for people who work with the elderly and do reminiscence therapy. There are ways for storytellers to use their voice. There are ways for business people to learn how to tell a story, to pitch it to other people.
People in the healing arts.
Absolutely. People in the visual arts. So, I mean, you can use story as a broad base for a lot of things, and that's what this conference does. So
many truths need some clothing.
Yes, and we've got clothes in our closet.
And all those workshops are described on the Lanes website.
Yes, you can go to lanes.org and you will find the whole list.
Are there other kind of showcase types of performances?
Yes, on Saturday night there is something called an Olio, and this will be held at the Sovereign Hotel.
Which is base camp for the conference.
Base camp for the conference, and that is on Western Avenue.
I think of it as behind the University of Albany campus.
It's opposite the front gate. is the way I
Oh,
look at
you
it.
think that one. Wait.
And it has a sign that says a Sovereign
Sovereign
Hotel,
Hotel.
which makes it
Makes it easy to
find.
And our address is listed on
Yes.
on the slide.
Yes.
So.
So on Saturday night, there's a performance in the hotel, and that is also another collection of really wonderful storytellers, including a fellow by the name of Bill Ratner, who has been the 7-time winner of the Moth Story Slam down in New York City.
No, Los Angeles.
Oh, Los Angeles. Thank you. You know more than I do.
Well, I actually beat him at the National Storytelling Conference in 2010. But he
Bragging rights here. Well,
You gotta go with 'em.
And the other person that's on that oleo, which is really a concert kind of judged by the membership of
Right.
Lanes.
It's a showcase of the
And
members.
It's Joe Peck from Saratoga.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
friendly farmer Joe was telling it that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's always a pleasure
It's
to
always
listen
fun.
to. Yep.
And then that night, there's also something else going on after the
There's
oleo.
story slams and story swaps.
Story
So
swap.
we have all sorts of things, every kind of story.
What's a story slam?
Well, Kate, I think you know more about what a story slam is than I do, since you're producing one. Why don't you tell us what a story slam is?
A story slam is a competition. There for many years there have been poetry slams. And in the storytelling world, the best known, I think, is the Moth, which is headquartered in New York, but has spread to the West Coast also, and has various other locations, where you have a topic, you have a limited amount of time, usually 4 or 5 minutes. It's a personal story, and you are in competition. But don't think so much Olympic competition. The judges, we do not have a Russian judge. We do not have, it's sort of, any of you in the audience want to volunteer to be a judge kind of thing. And
It's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun.
It's really meant to be fun.
Right.
A lot of fun, and it just kind of gets everybody involved. The judging process, coming from the audience, kind of makes everybody part of the process.
Right. And the title is Eerie Stories. And the way I've seen it written is E-R-I-E, but storytellers will, I think, also go in the E-E-R-I-E direction also.
Oh, I think there are going to be many directions
Yes,
for that
yes,
particular.
yes.
There's going to be a variety of truths, yes.
Yes.
And then on Sunday morning, we have some local...
Children at the Well, I hear.
Yep.
Yeah.
Children of the Well are going to come and do... And there are more presentations, and then...
Well, Children at the Well. We
shouldn't give them short shrift.
Right,
That's
well,
not fair.
I mean, we know what it is, but it's
Yeah, you should...
the 6th year that teenagers from this area have been brought together. Teenagers from many faith groups have been brought together to learn how to tell stories from their own faith traditions. And in doing so, they learn about they meet each other, they learn about each other, their families learn about each other, and they now are billing themselves Youth Storytelling for Peace and Understanding.
And it really does seem to bring that about. It really does.
I am their volunteer webmaster, and I consider my work that I do for them is what I am doing towards world peace.
Yeah.
Solving, the problem of world peace is a really big one, but storytelling, I think, is a really important one. If you listen to somebody else's story, you can no longer hate them. You may not like them, but you can't hate them, especially you can't hate them as the unknown but hated enemy, that kind of people, they don't have any features on their face. They don't they're just the feared ones.
No, it does. It keeps people from being strangers. Storytelling really breaks down barriers, and so once you listen to someone else's story, they're not a stranger anymore.
Right.
So they're known.
So that's what Children at the Well are doing.
And in between the stories and the storytelling and the workshops, it's a lot of conversation with interesting people.
Oh, you can
very
meet
busy
so
and
many.
interactive corridors and things that go on. So if you're at all interested in applying storytelling to your vocation, this is a great opportunity to sample some of it for a day or the whole weekend. One of the concerts we mentioned, and the website's lanes.org.
Lanes.org, definitely.
Yes. Sharing the Fire at the 31st Northeast Storytelling Conference.
We'd love to have
Sovereign
you come and see a
Hotel,
part of it.
Albany, and Page Hall for one of the concerts.
Right on.
Yes, indeedy.
Well, That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that happening.
Me too.
And
Well, I think the three of us, as well as others from this area, have pretty religiously gone to sharing the
We've
fire for
slept
the
right
last.
on the border.
We have.
And it's been the previous 3 years they've been in Rhode Island.
Before that, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, and then they were located in Boston. But now Lane's has decided to take sharing the fire on the road, so to speak. And
Yes.
hopefully it'll be 3 years in Albany, and then
Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
But we'd like to give New York a home for
Yes.
storytelling. We really
Yeah.
would.